Hello everybody, my name's Cameron Parry. I'm the recently appointed CEO of Kolar Gold Limited. We'll just go through our presentation, and we're a slightly entrepreneurial gold exploration company with interests in India and Finland, and we've also complemented what we're doing there with a fintech division that has a gold trading and holding online platform for people to hold physical gold. A little bit of background about Kolar, how this all came about. I've been CEO since the end of July. The other executive director of the company, Mr. Luke Cairns, is down the back. He also joined the board at that time as part of a management change and a capital raise. But Kolar Gold itself started back in, or came to market in the middle of 2011 with an IPO on AIM. It had an option to explore and acquire targets in India around the Kolar region. In December of last year, they released to market that they were at a crossroads, needing some financial assistance. And as I said, as at the end of July this year, new management has been appointed with a fresh injection of capital. So I suppose when it comes to Q&A time, we really only have about 90 or 100 days that we have to defend ourselves. Our strategy and focus is pretty simple. It's gold, gold, gold. There's a threefold strategy that we're rolling out as far as being gold-centric. Firstly, in India, what we found with Kolar Gold is that there were assets of substance. We had a partnership where Kolar Gold is a 22% shareholder in India's leading gold exploration company in India, and that there are assets there and there's potential there that's quite immense. The market in India is vast, and because of the legacy and the time that our partners there have spent on the ground, and having been there for the last 20 years when they incorporated and started developing their exploration company, that means that we potentially can be joining with them and maximising our association with them and what we can achieve together at an opportune time, at an opportune moment. So we find India is when we took control of the company and injected, helped raise some capital, injected some funds. We weren't sure what we were going to find, and it's actually it's been extremely heartening that what actually exists there. And indeed, we believe in our short time there, we've been able to strengthen and firm up our relationships with our partners there, which is an excellent result for us, and we think that it will obviously pay dividends in over the months and years to come. We are also looking at fintech gold. So we recently announced at the start of this week that we've entered into a joint venture agreement to set up a JV to look at releasing an online gold and silver trading and holding of physical precious metals platform for the Indian market. And then the third thing that we're doing that we were set out to achieve when we took the reins was to diversify with exciting gold projects, really looking for high grade projects that could actually generate revenue in the near term in a different jurisdiction, something that's politically and financially stable and has a legacy of mining in that jurisdiction. And we believe we found that in Finland with our joint venture partners there. The business model of Kolar Gold, again, it is a little bit of an entrepreneurial company. We look to build capital by developing our assets, as traditionally as you do with mining projects, exploration and mining projects. But we also look to generate revenues in the near term or in the short term from each division. So the FinTech and the Finland JVs, which are targeting revenues to commence in 2017, so next year. And with our Indian project, the most advanced project there, which is going through an economic feasibility study at the moment and subject to that outcome, should see the inaugural mine coming online in 2018. So we're quite focused on cash flow and revenues and this type of thing because, as a previous presenter said, that exploration companies and companies in natural resources really can get stranded if they're just left to the mercy of the market, or if they're not building some other rolling out some other dual strategy. And I realise they're not just doing operational things; they're doing investing, which is something they had, as you said, adapted to the circumstances they found themselves in. We're actually doing this proactively because, again, it's I suppose an entrepreneurial model. The board and management, I've tried to sum up what we each bring to the table in one sentence. I'm not sure if I've achieved that, but basically I'm experienced at driving quoted public companies. In the main, I tend to put them together from the beginning, and I've done that in 2004. Brought Metal Tiger PLC, which no doubt some of you are invested in, to market, and developed that as the inaugural CEO. And stepped off the board of that in July to actually come across to this one, and also in fintech. Last year, I was from being co-founder and executive chairman, successfully completed the world's first IPO on a recognised stock exchange of a blockchain fintech company. We've got Luke Cairns, who, as I said, is at the back. He's a former managing director and head of corporate finance at a nomad and a broker, Northland Partners. He's also a non-executive director on another AIM-listed company, and he's been involved in corporate finance for many years, most of his career. We have Stephen Oak, who's bringing his geological knowledge and 35 years in mining and metals to the table for us. He's had a fairly illustrious career and worked for some very big-name companies from an operational management level, such as BP Coal, for example, and then moved across into a senior level of investment banking in that sector, working for Rothschilds, Merrill Lynch and Standard Bank and the like. So, India Gold. One thing I should say is I'll give an overview of India, of the fintech side of things, and then I'm going to invite the principal of our joint venture partner in Finland to speak about Finland, because we had the opportunity that he was available to be in London, and again, all of the three tiers, the three strings to our bow, kind of bear being having their own focused explanation. So we're taking that opportunity to have Alex here to come and speak in a minute. But just to give an overview of India, we've got 22.3% in GMISAW Services India Private Limited. That, as I say, is incorporated in 1994. It was founded by some Australians, actually. It's quite nice to get to India and then you manage to meet people from Perth who have basically been pursuing India as a market to open up, something where you can get in at the early stage and for lack of a better term, do a bit of a land grab and really try and get a lot of land that's highly prospective there. That sits on Archean green belts. So they recognised the Archean green belt structure in Western Australia, and they actually recognise the same thing in India, and this is what they've pursued in southern and central India. GMISAW is the leading Indian mineral exploration company in India, and as I say, it is focused on areas containing the Archean greenstone belts, and it has a portfolio of prospecting and mining licences and licence applications, about 36 in total, covering more than 900 square kilometres. This is just a quick shot of where the locations are. They're based in Bangalore, and their main projects are down here in Kolar, and the Jonagiri project, which they're looking to bring on as a mine in 2018, is in that central area. On Jonagiri in central India that's the most advanced Indian gold project that they have. It's currently doing appraisal work and drilling as part of an economic feasibility study that has been fully funded by one of the key cornerstone shareholders in GMISAW. It's been granted a 30-year mining licence with the right to mine 365 tonnes of gold ore per year, and the mining licence covers an area of 6 square kilometres. Based on the 30th of June data, there's 350,000 ounces of JORC compliant resource indicated and inferred there at the moment. There's a lot of exploration targets outside of the mining area and even within the mining area. that will be pursued concurrently while should the mine be developed, subject to the outcome of the economic feasibility study, and if it is being developed, then concurrently to that. Lastly, the EFS is to be concluded by the end of next quarter. So in the short few months, we will have the results of that and can release that to the market. On the fintech gold side of things, we've, as I said earlier this week, released news that we've done a JV with Track Technology. We had indicated to the market that we would be looking at a fintech solution, something we could target the Indian market with. India being such a vast market of such a massive population, and indeed being the second largest consumer as a country globally in gold. As I think I touched on earlier, what Trax Technology does, and their business trading name is the Real Asset Company, what their technology does is allow people to buy, sell, hold, trade physical gold and silver. People are more and more, and no doubt some of you even in this room are becoming, I think, there's a sentiment moving towards possibly less confidence and less trust in fiat currencies, and people wanting to not so much just have money on the stock market or in other investments, but actually hold a lot of their wealth or a portion of their wealth in real tangible physical gold. The online platform, obviously, a component of that, just makes it very easy to divest, to come in and out of that market, to hold, to track what you're doing. It's an established technology. It was initially launched in the UK. Track holds on behalf of its clients currently over 120 kilos worth of physical gold and almost 4.5 tonnes of silver across vaults in London, Geneva, Singapore and Hong Kong. So it is an established company, it's an established business, and it's one that we're hugely excited to get involved in, and that we also took a strategic, apart from doing our 50-50 JV to target the Indian market, we also, I suppose, opportunistically saw that we could get a low-cost entry point to actually have a strategic holding in Track itself. So we coupled the structure of the deal with that. The CEO and principal and the founder of Track is in the audience here, Rafe Hazel, down the back. If you want to ask about how that works or whatever, feel free to speak to him. If you want to go online to therealasset.co.uk, you could even go and buy some gold for yourself tonight, or silver. So it's all ready to go. What we will do is adapt that for the Indian market, and that's something that can generate revenues for us, as well as being a growing business division from next year. This is just a picture is 1,000 words. This is what the home screen on the realasset.co.uk looks like. I'm a customer of theirs, so I can vouch for the fact that it works because I use it. With Finland gold, this is an interesting thing for Kolar, because we did explain that we wanted some jurisdictional diversification with how we're moving forward with the company and to progress on 3 fronts. I suppose one of the first groups that I was discussing things with was a joint venture partner that I had some experience with through Metal Tiger, which was Mineral Exploration Network Finland Limited. I suppose the hint's in the name, which they incorporated, I think it was in 2010, to explore and seek out developing assets in Finland. And what they've been pursuing are these Archean greenstone belts, which you can sort of see here in Western Australia, India, which is where the West Aussie contingent in the mid-90s came to India to start GMISAW, and up here in Finland. It's also in Africa and Canada. But Archean greenstone belts are very prospective for gold, and this is one of the focuses that GMISAW has taken, and also that MEN Finland has taken. So there's a link that we're making with that. This is just a different image showing Archean greenstone belts on a different map, just so it makes it visually more simple to reference. And at this point, I might introduce the principal and founder of Mineral Exploration Network Finland to speak about why they went into Finland, what they're doing, the drilling, the years that they've spent there, and also what's been progressed this year that has now culminated in our joint venture agreement together.
Good evening. I'm representing private company. I don't need to read disclaimer, but I have my personal disclaimer. You may think that I'm speaking with Russian accent. It's not true. I'm living in Wales. I'm speaking with Welsh accent. So, Mineral Exploration Network was founded in 2009 with aim to carry prospecting, early stage exploration in Finland. Why we selected Finland? First of all my experience is around gold. My friends are joking that I knew just two minerals. One is gold, another is not gold. So from the point of view of strategy of color gold, we are matching perfectly. It's just gold. Then we were looking on different jurisdictions. And of course, greenstone belts, they're easy to prospect because if you would like to select area, prospective area, you need just select greenstone belt. You could not narrow it further. You just select greenstone belt and prospect it. So where we can find greenstone belts? Of course, Australia. But what we will do in Australia, even Australians running out of Australia. So Canada. I have a partner who is living in Toronto. And a couple of years ago, okay, about 5 years ago, Yukon government was giving grants to start exploration in Yukon. And I told my partner, Igor, let's go to Yukon. And he looked at me like an idiot and told me, Alex, it will be 2 times more expensive for me to fly from Toronto to Yukon than from Toronto to Helsinki. And then you will come to Yukon. What you will be using for transport? Dogs, helicopters. When you come to Finland, and you can drive anywhere on Toyota Corolla. So we don't have any places more than 1 kilometer from good quality road to our prospecting sites. So we decided to go to Finland. Our aim, to provide pipeline of good quality project for potential JV partners. And our strategy is to select prospective area and then carry very fast and cost-effective exploration on that area. What should be done to find gold deposit? You know, world experience summarized in Hard Rock Miners Handbook published, I don't remember, in Canada. And what they're saying, that it takes 25,000 claims to find 500 claims was diamond drilling to find one mine. If you are looking on the area, big circle is what you should to prospect. To find smaller circle, what you need to drill to find small deposit. So our job to reduce that big circle to small circle. How you can do it? You know, maybe I don't have good education, but I don't know any single mine which was found just by brain exercise. But all mines which I was working on, they're all found by field geologists in field, by taking samples. So quality of exploration program is first of all quantity of samples. Take more samples and you will have better picture. So how we use this strategy in Finland? Starting from 2009, we collected more than 150,000 samples. We prospected more than 39 different projects and cover area more than 3,500 square kilometers. We carried out a lot of other activities. You can see that all yellow dots is projects which we worked on and we decided that they are not prospective. So at the moment we have about 30 drill-ready targets which are already confirmed by drilling and ready for further work. And our sweetest target is Serial Gold Fields. And Serial Gold Fields is subject of joint venture with Kolar Gold. So there is licenses which are included in our joint venture. It's a total about 24 square kilometers. It's located in eastern Finland, in Suomensalmi greenstone belt, and contain 3 known gold deposits and about 11 gold targets. The sweetest part of this project is Kuika deposit. It was drilled in end of 90s, beginning of 20s by Geological Survey of Finland, and then it was abandoned. There was intermediate holding by Polar Mining, but then no development was done. So if we based on historical drilling, Unfortunately, historical drilling was narrow core, just 36 millimeters. Half core was sampled. Obviously, with gold deposit where there is a lot of free gold, it's not enough. Therefore, even with density about 25 meters between the drill line, we could not put any resources. We can assess just potential. We can assess just exploration target. And this assessment was done by Sarkey Exploration, and they put that it could be about 80 to 150,000 ounces to the depth about 80 meters with grade between 7 and 12 grams per ton. What does it mean in frame of finished gold deposits? There is example of operational gold mine in Finland operated by Dragon Mining. You can see that most of gold mines in Finland, it's narrow veins, steep dipping pipe shape. So they're going more in depth than in continuous along the strike. And if you look on footprint of Kuika, which is drilled just to 80 meters, we definitely can suggest that it will go deeper. But to prove that there is gold mineralization at the deep horizons, we need to drill. At average, let's say for 500,000 ounces deposit in Finland, we need to drill 50-60,000 meters. So obviously, at the moment, we are choosing different strategy. We knew that at that 80 meters, we have enough resources which could keep small mine with production about 200-300 kilograms per year for 2-3 years. And we can use this money for further exploration. So how that high gold mineralization looks like? You can see veins. And every time when we hit vein, there is more than 50-100 grams per ton. Indeed, if we do not find a partner for joint venture to operate now, we will just mine the narrow veins ourselves manually, and we will get very good gold from this one. So this gold is received from a 50 kilogram sample crushed by small crusher on site and just pen and pen concentrate. This gold vein contains 177 grams per ton. And this type of mineralization continues for 250 meters. So it's just to show you more gold. As we had previous drilling done on line spacing 25 meters, we decided that we will do in-field drilling, but we could not afford proper HQ. Diamond drilling we did for 5-inch rotary air blast drilling. For us, it was not important at this moment that we could not report JOC resources. We need just proof that gold mineralization continues for ourselves. And you can see on cross-section that it's continuous. So every time when we drilled between lines, which was drilled by Geological Survey of Finland, we hit good golden grade. There is a table from press release issued by Kolar Gold with our recent gold intersection. They're good. So what we are planning to do? Starting from May, we will clean surface at about 200 meters length. And starting from June, we will start taking bulk sample. From bulk sample, we will see how continuous is this high-grade veins are. Plus, we'll generate free gold, which we will sell and we will use to fund our operations. And hopefully, based on the results of bulk sampling, we will make decision to move to underground mining in 2018. So, but Kuika is just one of the projects on our joint venture area. We have another 4 known locations with gold mineralization. It's not so high grade as Kuika, but there was less work done. And we have another 11 gold anomalies which was not even tested by drilling. So we have a lot to do around Kuika deposit itself. Plus, Kolar Gold has option of first right of refusal for other our projects, which we are not in a hurry to put somewhere. We are waiting for development of Kuika, and then we are waiting for development of entire Eastern Finland projects, which we call Karelian Gold. So where we are now at this exploration, junior explorers life cycle, we are in two positions. We are close to discovery, and we are close to beginning of mining. So I'm very optimistic, and but this optimism based on almost more than 35 years of experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Yeah, as I said, each of the three tiers that we're progressing with at Kolar Gold deserve their own slot to speak about them from the people that have been driving those projects for the past few years. I suppose just to finish off and to summarise, I mean, our objective at Kolar Gold is capital growth and to generate income for the company. We have India Gold. We're in partnership there with India's leading gold exploration company. As I said earlier, there's more than 900 square kilometres worth of area that we have, or they have under licence. There's an economic feasibility study that's fully funded and it's underway and due to complete by the end of next quarter. And that has the potential as a mine to then come online in 2018. We have the FinTech Gold that we've put in between the two physical mining projects due to the fact that it is India focused. So we're using our contacts and our network in India to establish a product offering for that market, and there's phases of that rollout so that we can do it in line with very sensible business milestones being achieved. And then we have Finland Gold, which you just heard from the horse's mouth, if I can call you a horse, Alex. It's probably a bit rude, even in Russia, I suppose. You can't get away with that. But we have 24 square kilometres there. There is a first right of refusal to, so there is scope in what we've set up with EMI in Finland. Personally, I think that column of East Finland projects, and time will tell, but I think that in itself would be a company maker, or potentially could be. We're looking to produce at least 100 kilos of gold next year from bulk sampling. Indeed, Alex's firm will get a quantum of warrants in the company at 2.2p if we achieve that. And we're all very excited about this. It will generate revenues for the company, but it really is about evidencing that there's high-grade gold there, and then using those funds to build further evidence and do more drilling and scope out a project of higher value. Lastly then, Kolar Gold, as I say, we've only been managing it for 3 months now. It was in the middle of September that we put out our operational review and our strategy update. We wanted to implement a threefold business or corporate strategy. We've done that. We're sitting there with around £1 million in the bank, which the market knows because we recently did this raise. We have just under 200 million shares on issue. We have 3 divisions that, you know, hopefully will give us a very good problem in future, and that is that they possibly should all be in their own single focus company. But at the moment our market cap is below £3 million. It's about 40% up from where we did the placing, but we think we've got a long way to go. Even with on our balance sheet at the moment is well past 4 million. But I think with new management, new direction, the vision and what we've sort of laid out now as our plan, we can achieve tremendous things over the next year and beyond to see, I think, some very high impact value results for shareholders and for the company. And it is, I believe, really keenly priced at the moment, so it may be an opportune time to get some of this as part of your portfolio. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Gary.